Hi. I'm just going to, talk to you about my book. So, The Ticket to Civil Services is a short, comprehensive, and an extremely well-structured book that will be a great guide for your preparation. The Ticket to Civil Services is a book that has been written based on all the things that I have learned, studied, and understood about the UPSC preparation over the course of my 3 attempts. When I first joined the journey of civil services, it was really confusing, extremely overwhelming, and greatly difficult for me to understand what the exam was about, how to study the exam, what sources to refer to, and what books to follow. Every time I approached a topper or every time I approached a senior, they would just say, study the NCERTs, study the standard textbooks, and just do test series. But nobody told me how to study the NCERT, how to approach the test series, and how to go about with the preparation. So it was very difficult, and this is how I could not clear the exam in my first attempt. Then in my second attempt, I started to understand how to prepare. Then I realized that each subject in the UPSC, such as history, geography, polity, economics, art and culture, had a different approach, had a different set of books. And as you know, these days, in the age of digital era, we have so many sources, so many books, so many materials, so many institutions, so many magazines, so many things. But we don't know which one to use, how to follow it, and how to read it, and how to study it. So this is why I wanted to write this book. So in this book, I've divided the whole of my preparation into each of the subjects that are important for prelims. And in each of these subjects, I mentioned the book lists, the do's, the don'ts. And along with this, I've also mentioned how to study current affairs. Because most of the time, most of the aspirants keep asking me how to study the newspaper, how to read, which newspaper to follow, how many hours to invest in it, whether to make notes, whether not to make notes, these kind of things. So I've addressed each of these doubts that everybody has asked me over the last 3 years. Along with this, I've also mentioned the strategy to write GS1, GS2, GS3, and GS4. In each of these, I mentioned the book list. Also the strategy. What I've done here is, I've tried to keep the approach as simple as possible without confusing the aspirant, and also ensuring that the aspirant only studies what is required. Because in most cases, I have seen when I have written my mains answers that whatever I've studied for prelims and the same books have been useful for mains. I have not written anything more than what I have personally studied. What I have studied comprehensively, I have told you. And what I have not referred to, I have said, I've just seen the book and I felt that this could be too overwhelming. So in that way, I've written it. Similarly, I've also written my experiences about the interview and about how I cracked the interview and about how I've guided my friends who also cracked the interview with great marks. Along with this, I've taken the help of some of my batchmates who have really helped in writing about their optionals. I personally believe that each person has a speciality. So, for example, my optional was political science, and yet I didn't write about my own optional because I knew a friend who was very good at it. So I made him write about his optional, the strategy, the book list, the way to study, how to make notes, etc. Similarly, 7 to 8 of my batchmates have written about their optionals and about how to prepare. So I believe that this book will be a great guide to you in enabling you to understand the basics and predominantly start your journey in UPSC and to have a great understanding of what the subject is and what UPSC demands. I really wish you the best of luck, and I hope that this ticket to civil services will be your ticket to either Labasna or Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel National Police Academy or the Revenue Academy in Nagpur or the Foreign Services Academy in New Delhi. I wish you all the best, I wish you all the success, and I wish that this book will truly be your ticket to success. Thank you.